You must know the facts to preserve our sport. Preserving the Heritage with Steve Scott.
Signed into law by President Franklin Roosevelt more than 75 years ago, the single most important piece of wildlife legislation ever continues to pay dividends for all Americans who enjoy the outdoors, even more so today. Benefiting state wildlife agencies, the Pittman-Robertson Act was originally an 11% excise tax on firearms and ammunition. But the benefits of the legislation were so impressive, handgun and archery equipment sales were added in the 1970s. On the fishing side, Congress passed the Federal Aid in Sport Fishing Restoration Act, also known as the Dingell-Johnson Act in 1950. The law created a tax on boats, boating fuel, and fishing equipment that has had similar results to the Pittman-Robertson legislation. And with strong demand in the fishing industry and the frantic pace of firearm and ammunition sales, the two pieces of legislation are producing record-level benefits for fish and wildlife throughout this country. In fiscal 2013, the Dingell-Johnson funds generated nearly $360 million to benefit the nation's fisheries, which is impressive enough. But the Pittman-Robertson tax shattered all records, creating over $500 million for the nation's wildlife and habitat. Think about that for a minute. American sportsmen and women funded nearly $1 billion, all for the conservation and perpetuation of fish and wildlife in this country. $1 billion! Kind of puts things in perspective when groups like the Humane Society of the United States bash hunters and fishermen while they spend less than 0.5% of their budget on animal shelters they claim but don't even run. No, it's unlikely the anti-hunters and cruelty-to-worm zealots even have a clue who pays for wildlife. The smart ones do, but it will be a cold day when they admit it. Hunters pay for wildlife and anglers pay for fish, and both are doing incredibly well. It's a pay-as-you-go system that has worked like a charm for over 75 years. It's a program that has worked so well, even our current Congress might have agreed on the legislation as well. But I'm glad we don't have to take that chance, aren't you? If you'd like more information on this or other issues that are important to hunters, follow me on Twitter at SteveScottTV or Facebook.com/Safari Hunters Journal. And until next time, know the facts and keep preserving the heritage.